home stretch, drawing the net, hoping there's a good catch today. Welcome to New Takoradi on Ghana's West Coast. It's a town with a rich history founded on a booming fishing industry. But the people here have seen very little of that boom in their own lives. My name is Justice Baidu, and in Hotline this week, I've come to New Takoradi to meet the people behind this industry and to listen to their stories of struggle. Statistics are hard to get, but the fishing industry in Ghana employs hundreds of thousands of people. The people who are at the backbone of this industry are the thousands of women who buy, smoke, and sell the fish. There are no official figures as to exactly how many women are involved in the fish business, but all over Ghana, they are not hard to find, and in New Takoradi, there are many of them.
New Takoradi, na da chenye nyanti enuanum nyanya ya hona ye dwumane mumbo mena na menene hona ti monyo free man kote na me yemegu.
One of the first people I'm meeting in this program is middle-aged Ama Amwaba. Like many fishmongers here, Ama has been in this business all her life. She now suffers a lung infection which makes it difficult for her to breathe.
Ejumano yelbowum ijina wusuma awwa amokoko amwonyo shop runsu akodrosto wo moni wadu na ade go sanye ya na de ku hospital no wa sho no wa moni wadu anam da ye ejumani tamayin tumi enje emeyale ni wasna amukọ wusu and me didn't know Madame Covisun, and me feel harm. Namuko hospital.
Despite the livelihoods that depend on this trade, the challenges are stark.
Wusuyana Yablano Wusunu Koma, I'm a yelbe pide. So Wusuday. Na namno wa nasede no wa bina ibijinam wusunum na mamado na san atene ne desido so wusunu koma ama yelba ama tipe ama bibia yelba bia butime yenwa wusunu.
As Ghana's economy is a largely agro-based one, fish smoking is one of the industries employing thousands in coastal towns like New Takoradi. But the lack of clean cook stoves for the work done here means the activity is killing the very lives it is meant to protect. Every year, close to 17,000 Ghanaians die due to toxic smokes from inefficient cooking stoves. More seriously, half of all premature deaths in children under 5 years in Ghana is a result of household air pollution, including poisonous smokes.
With the fishmongers, in terms of they smoking their fish, most of them are using the old choco smoker, which when smoking the smoke, the heat, everything. So when you go to our coastal communities, you realize most of these women have problem with their eyes because the smoke goes directly into their eyes. But currently there are so many improved smoke ovens around, and we have the Morrison type which have a chimney, so the smoke goes up but doesn't go directly into the person's eyes. Then we have the Cosmos type that too has a chimney, so the smoke goes up. So we have improved stoves around, which when you go to some of the communities, some women are using the improved one now. Others are still using the old ones because they think the improved one, some of the improved one is a bit expensive. With the Cosmos type, for instance, you need about 4,000-5,000 before you can be able to build it.
Cook stoves, because they are not efficient and they don't have better combustion, they tend to use, or people tend to use a lot of firewood on this cook stove just to do the simple normal cookings that they do. But the opportunity improved cook stoves offer us is that improved cook stoves have better combustion, and so they burn efficiently and they use fuel more efficiently, and so you need less firewood to do the same cooking that you would have done on an improved cook stove with a very huge amount of firewood.
Na da metem no na ye ho no wo phone no ya ya no round na ye di ndua ye di gudo na ye saw nam no nti otuma round ni hia na ye de emina na ye de egudo emina onkan prada won fam play na ye de egudo ti de gudo mo no sutuma na asan ye de nem no egudo etuma de gudo abaye hwa na awotwe nti owoma na nsesen bede ya de chokwa na ya de beye ejuma nti o ya dam no was a net wine net what the bede yen to ntabo we ye bi kira hen na ye to bi na ahia so ye boy nti ne so ye de ye ejuma na ye hunu de tai ne dade na odem no no so ye de ye dam net ni bia obeye ye na no so enuanu bi wusuan na no so woye nso na na sisi ala ye di ye edwuma na ya twanyina onya ade bi a ye no wo ade bi a ya twanyina na ye ze ho na mumu wusu no enyina no kanka wo bade no se nyina enyi ho na se ye koto wo bade no manyina nwua meji yin po manyua oye wusu manyua bia sisi ase oyada enda brada enda ye da wo de kopa nche ye ntumi yinjina ha nche fonu anu nche ntumi nyina ha sisi the wusu no doso aha wusu oboma wale twemu pa na de minka.
With the current oven that they are using, it consumes a lot of firewood. It means you need to spend more on the firewood, and apart from your health, the only thing is the firewood. You need to spend more of it. And you know, when you go to the communities who have the wetland around their area, they cut the mangroves from the wetland and use it to smoke fish, which also affecting our wetland. It means we are degrading our wetland, and you know, our fish stocks go and bleed in that wetland. Most of them go there, and we have a time that they move to the sea. And yes, so if we are degrading the wetland, it means a gradual process. We are telling all our fish that's coming spawned in the wetland to move to the sea.
Ghana's forest is one of the most deforested, most depleted in sub-Saharan Africa. And this is because we are extracting more wood than we are replacing. And the way we maintain our forest has a direct impact on the climate. The more trees we have in our environment, the cooler our climate is. The less trees we have in our environment, the warmer our climate becomes. And so today you find a lot of talk and discussions going on globally and even at our national level on climate change and the world or the globe becoming more warmer and warmer. Where does this wood or trees that are extracted, where do they end? Most of them brings us foreign exchange, but majority, a chunk of it actually, of the wood that are extracted from our forest ends up on inefficient cook stoves.
Oh, I'm missing one from me. Anchor at the Twabo. ATTOABO. Short ATOABO at the Twabo. I mean the only boy, only man, only young boy. Maka misafo wonu
I met 60-year-old Atutuabo in the heart of New Takrady. He's been working with fishmongers for years in this town.
And a slaughterhouse Backside, cement west, Ima Mesavo, when I am open Edwino. I'm sure I can so Roman and Amateur and a praise be an Anglican. Into one pie when I'm open in Chambers of Frina, woo, Manchime and Florina, and you be separate one. Yemes of Blue. Shall we swallow your look moja? Nell for Winum. Slaughterhouse, El for Winum. Backside, El for Winum. Cement west, El for Winum. Manganese, El for Winum. Flour maize, El for Winum. Nina, nature guire for what I yell. Yemesafo, Yamission. Yemesaf, Yamission, Pad, Wutum, we are could do what for them. Ma, what a school book, what to be, what a boy in. Yellow bread.
Ain't an internal, sir. Yes, a kind of he says, I told number the 4 million now. I told the man a 70 a numoya hin 35 350. And see, say, at this come and a waka yet 4 750 a 4 350. And see, say, as I pass for what we now, they can win 5 million. I want to see 5 million. That's a young star. That's a young for sure. No, there is Canalanga Sana. And I'm not what I know. And the baby never soon a day to go. A jam for more fee or banana as a washer one. And see, number 4 in age man more, my corner, I or buying. And see, I shall know how would be a whistle to meet Hannah and will be when ye. And say, I cast a whistle any way when woman. And say, I saw soon a way when woman was soon if you look a car. Now, what's your word, madam?
Look at the fact that over 80% of the population is using wood to cook either via charcoal or firewood. And so if you look at the total energy mix, over 60% of the entire country's energy needs are coming from firewood in terms of wood or charcoal. So this is serious. Now, if you think about it in terms of depleting the forest, there are a number of things that come up. When you burn wood, you end up with particulates and sulfur compounds and other dangerous compounds that go into the atmosphere for people to breathe in. And these cause very serious respiratory diseases. So I think, according to WHO statistics, about 13,400 people die every year in Ghana from being exposed to household air pollution. So just from cooking activities, in terms of a health standpoint, 13,400 deaths a year, of which 6,000 are children. You can compare that to road statistics or AIDS or any other national figure and tell me how serious this issue is.
So what can be done to stop this? Alex Donina works with the Dutch development outfit SNV.
Actually, SNV has a program, an energy program, that a broader one that is looking at facilitating the development of a thriving energy market in Ghana. And beyond that, we are also looking at how we can facilitate an access to affordable, efficient solutions. And so basically that's what we've been doing for the past 3 to 4 years.
So what is this improved new cook stoves that this project is seeking to introduce? I'm on my way to Bontrasi, a small town in the central region where the processing of cassava into gari is a big business. I'm here to find out how this new innovation is transforming the gari processing trade.
From Aqua. Namu Buntaza Dia, I'm about the time from a pain Jojo Aqua. First, Yetu Pan Gakabin, which Michian a being. pan krusia to achu the Janus or the Shamuchi no quite. What do we know? Wusu okoini dama kakra na Janus edum na ode epia Janus na answer na obosom na abre wusu bokoini dama galenzu richiwa adama enye kwan ye bibiara edibempo abedi okomede kura ntum so na ntiwo na mped ben o bowie bonde na anajuno koda na wado odu bia 3 days ya hwekwa onye so ni nyine chin na wade finansam na akofinfo oyende obesi dairy process a factory.
The productive use of thermal energy in agro-processing projects actually seeks to switch the minority of Ghanaians who are using efficient cook stove and move them to the majority. What it is that you find minority or majority of our people still using inefficient cook stove. And so what the project seeks to do is to switch this minority and move them into the majority zone.
Koto nyina bede 200 and 300 entum fanchu gali adi ebiembu je odija je dazen onu ama je na ndoso je no gokwa na je gali na yidi enye hita anai ohita eje no ko wo mu na ode yi bifi no ka je ka kredi ndi ito nyina bede 100,000 kwa botu da chu gali bag ya ide ya kuni botu ma da chu bada kutukuna basa ndi on nyane zi oboye pa omama expenses no nyane expenses na obefe.
We've seen people who before our intervention were working in very smoky environment, now working in a very clean environment, because what improved cook stove does is that it has a better combustion. And so it burns well, and then it produces less smoke. And even if it does produce some amount of smoke, it has a chimney that takes it away from the user. And so this is a major health benefit that is impacting our target people. Apart from that, the demand for firewood has drastically gone down. Because in Ghana today, we have over, if not in millions, hundreds of thousands of agro-processors, and the few that we have reached, we are talking about a reduction in fuel wood to the tune of, say, 55%. And so people's demand for firewood has gone down.
First and then no a brain woman and I'm more mention our mission was school. And this is what you are. Sabi basoka ka wana etu hwe na nam zezi ameka ze mo fere ba asan na me ogumudu ozenda me mawo me na me hwe.
As the initial capital to set up these stoves presents a challenge to some petty traders, the project works with banks to advance credit facilities for businesses to set them up.
My name is Shalapia Kubi, the Marketing and Relations Manager for Microphone Rural Bank. I've been with the bank for the past 3 years. Microphone Rural Bank partnered SNV in order to improve the lives of the clients we deal with. We realized that their cook stove, the improved cook stove, is a bit okay for the health of our clients. When I say it's okay, I mean it looks at some of the health hazards that our clients were going through when they were using the old or the traditional way of smoking gari. This time round, they have a bigger stove, the pan is big. You are able to sit at the edge of the pan to fry your gari. If you want to stand or sit or lie, if I wouldn't want to, you would want to do that, and then that would help them fry the gari very fast. The other thing is that the smoke that emanates from the stove is very, very minimal compared to the time they were doing it manual with their own 4-stone corner kind of stove. This time around is very small. Sometimes it's because they don't even fix the firewood well. That is why you see some amount of smoke. But if everything is done okay, you don't see it. It goes through the chimney and you see everything up there. So we believe that it is improving on the health of our clients. Majority of them were being reported to be anemic. And we see that when they are anemic and they can't work, at that point, doctors advise them not to go closer to fire. It means if they've taken a loan or a facility from you, they can't repay because they are not well and they can't do the job they used to do. So some of these things motivated us to go into partnership with SNV.
Me didn't get say sir. Me ma ye 7. Me si gen 3. Me duma me ye ni Gary. Me chu Gary. Me do so. Me do me chu Gary so. But you me share Gary as best 10 years ni. First ni me chu kwan ka krebe ni. Me ye ni mienu. Ndi ba ko se na me ti echi ni me chu. Na me chu so na esa na ewusu no kameni. Ndi se amehu we de ewusu no enka me bio. Ndi se me di so amechi. Se tu mi bia ni mapo nya ye mbete. Me chu ya ni me hu ado.
We have VSL group and they are those we are selling this stove to. They have the shares they purchase every week when they go for meeting. Majority of them, that's 1 share purchase, 2 share purchase. But now, from the records, we are seeing a lot of them doing 5 shares during their weekly meetings. The other thing is that some of them have even gone ahead to open individual accounts for themselves. And then they have opened kiddie accounts for their children. So that at first, when the children help them, even the money they make, the profit is not enough. But now, the children are helping them after school. And because they are able to fry in large quantities, they are able to take care of their children and save a little for the children's account. So for Bontrasi and its environs, where we are now promoting the improved Gary stove, currently we have more than 120 kiddie accounts open. And as we are talking now, there are people on the field, the marketing team are on the field opening kiddie accounts. The target for the day was about 43, and we are sure that by the end they come back. And I think it's because they are now using the improved Gary stove. It's giving them more income and they are able to save for themselves and the children.
Say you are to any first didn't the first didn't cry. Where the ending in a cry. Kakre bi no de ashegye. First you know the me to nya say 200 dia. Me to chi kotuku mi ensape. And then me to 200 the best say kotuku 6 me to we dey.
If you are an individual and you take an improved cook stove from the bank through a credit facility, it's either you pay daily or weekly or monthly. It depends on the individual. Some would say I fry Gary and take it to the market on weekly basis or bi-weekly basis. So anytime I go and come, I would want to do the Gary, get the profit and deposit it into my account. That one, we wouldn't stop you from doing that. But all our repayment is monthly. All our repayment is monthly.
I'm back in New Takrady. It's a Tuesday and it's a day when fishermen rest. They take time off to mend nets and catch up with the latest gossip in town.
Nti sa bana bohunyan wusu no hawala hoyan na yifre bebreba olaba na payin na obodu bebira wodini nsema na so obobo hoyan na ya ba jatum ya ba manu mbompo sense de mo waze ba no wa abo hoyan insinse safufuru bi so ho waze baba na obobo hoyan na ya ba jatum.
For Ama Amwaba and the many fishmongers like herself, sticking with the traditional cook stoves they've known from their birth for their work means times wouldn't get any less hard.
Me yele mama sister mama do abo akone dan wa abo bi papa. Me yele ni mama na akone do wa abo bi. Eni me didi nti. Me we sis eni me buafu no. Eni me didi nti na man. Master my many beam. Mbanam na mafama ni wa me wan de wa hana bi wa ko school ya wa bi. Ni book we. Samanye mendi pena man fanta. Brother fenu school no say we do jay. So I come here them for some years now. No me be na mundu to obuku na mo tumu akosko.
The impact of using inefficient cook stove is not just with the health of people. In the next edition of this program, I travel to the northern regional town of Ulugu to find out how the situation is depleting forests and further worsening climate change.